Okay. Okay, Austin Peay head coach Scotty Walden, the Govs, ranked 20th in the stats poll. They're going to take on 18th ranked Chattanooga this week. It's the only top 25 versus top 25 matchup in the FCS this week. Thursday, 6:30 Central, ESPN Plus. So, coach, just tell us about getting through fall camp and getting the game week, and then we'll go to some questions.
No doubt, Kyle. Great to see you, and great to see you guys back. And it's finally game week, and I feel like a few months ago we were playing some games too. So, man, we're just excited to get back in the fall and get going. So our guys are fired up, and it's been an awesome summer. I've been really blessed to get our transfers and our newcomers indoctrinated with our returning guys in the summer. And that was a big time plus just to be able to have all those guys together again. And then obviously, that summer flew by, and we had a lot of time finally to sit down and, get to make personal relationships with our players, something we didn't have the luxury of doing in the spring. We just didn't have time. And then once we got done with the summer, obviously we led into fall camp, and I'm so proud. Fall camp in our program is one of the hardest things that we do. I mean, it is. I don't think of anything that we do that's harder. We put a lot on our guys. We work sun up to sundown, and our guys really embraced it. I was really impressed. Just talking with our unity council and our leaders, really impressed with the amount of work that our guys put in and day in and day out. And I heard not one time anybody make an excuse of, hey, we just played a spring season, let's calm this down or whatever. I mean, our guys went and they went hard. And I was really pleased coming out of fall camp of where we're at. So our guys are just itching, and our coaches are itching just to ready to play somebody in another color jersey. And so that's why I'm really excited about this week. Excited where our program's at right now and our leadership. I think the guys, I'm starting to see them, the longer I'm with them, take ownership of our culture and what we're talking about. Talking about chasing the lion, living by code red, and passing that four-way test that we have every single day. And, those guys have started to take ownership of that. They haven't worried about preseason accolades or being ranked in the preseason. Nobody, we don't care about that. All we care about is postseason rankings. And our guys are focused on just being 1-0 every day. So I'm really excited about the direction and the leadership of our team right now. And it's an exciting time in Clarksville as it is for the OVC to get cranked up in the game week.
If anybody does have a question during this segment for Coach Walden, let me know down in the chat and I'll call on you. A little bit more than that fall camp. You used the word whirlwind, or we said whirlwind when you first took over the job. It was just atypical, and you didn't really have that in January last year, what you really want to do. So how was that different, seeing the guys and doing exactly what you wanted to do this fall?
Kyle, it's a great question. In the spring, we, like you said, it wasn't a camp. It wasn't a traditional camp. It was like, and that was really hard on a new staff because we didn't get time to know our players. And we would practice, then we would meet, and essentially they'd go home. We didn't really have a bonding time. We do a thing called helmet night where, we break out in small groups and the guys get to know each other. We did it in the spring, but it was just kind of a condensed version. And in the fall, I mean, that thing, helmet night usually takes an hour and a half, 2 hours. It took like 3 hours. We didn't have any meetings that night, nothing. We just did helmet night the whole night. And our guys got to sit down and hear each other's story, got to slow down, hear the coach's story. And we got to know each other and connect as people, because that's what this thing's all about, is relationships. And when you play, you're not just playing with a teammate next to you, you're playing with a brother. And that's what we had more time to develop. We also did some things like football 101, teaching our guys the game of football, educating them on every scenario that could come up during the season, from overtime to 2-point plays to, hey, when an offense is thinking about throwing explosives, when a defense is thinking about bringing pressures, third down thoughts, red zone thoughts. We got to spend a lot of time with our guys, not only getting to know them personally, but getting to teach them the game of football. So I feel so much better about where we're at just in terms of them, because I think it's important to let our guys know how we view the game of football. As a lot of people have their different philosophies, and they're all right. It just depends on what you believe in. But I wanted our guys to know our philosophy and how we believe in situational football and the way we're going to attack people, so that before plays get called, they know what to expect. And so we had time to actually do that, instill our culture even more, get our guys to take ownership of our culture. So Kyle, having this time was invaluable for us in our program where we're at right now.
You had talked about last spring, part with your quick turnaround and becoming the coach. You all struggled a little bit in the beginning, just like every team did, but really got better near the end when you beat nationally ranked teams. Quick turnaround, but is that good? Your players know your system now. You've had that fall camp. What advantages have you seen from that experience in the spring that is going to pay dividends, maybe from a team who didn't play in the spring last year?
I'll be honest, Kyle. I'll be honest, and I give, like we said after the season, I give kudos to the OVC and our leadership and our coaches and everything for us being able to have a season in the spring. Because now during it was I mean, it was tough now. I mean, that was being a new coach and a new staff, having to just throw all this at our guys and just see where it stuck. I mean, I remember in the Tennessee State game, I remember talking to our staff on the headset, like we were literally evaluating our players in the middle of a game because we didn't know what they could do yet or not do yet, just because we hadn't been with them. So it was at the time really challenging, really tough. But we look back, we talk about it all the time as a staff. When we were going over our staff manual stuff, we're kind of reflecting on the spring, and every single one of us agreed that when you look back in the spring, those reps and those games are going to pay dividends for us because our guys it hasn't just been talk about this is how we play or this is what we're going to do. You know, we've done it. And I'm talking from hey, this is our philosophy and this is what we stick to. This is what we believe in. We've actually carried it out in live game settings. And now our guys, I think, feel so much more comfortable with our schedule and just our weekly schedule, how we're going to have meetings, how we're going to attack this scenario. So I think there's a comfort level now, Kyle, I'm seeing that I'm really excited about. And I think that is going to lead to success. But those reps that we got in the spring, we played a lot of young guys, played a lot of guys that hadn't played before. You know, Draylon Ellis, obviously the kind of the big name there. Everybody knows that got massive amounts of experience that I think are going to pay dividends in the long run. So that was huge.
So your opponent played 4 spring games, had 3 canceled. They played an FBS contest. They obviously have some good returning players. They're ranked 18th. Just your thoughts on them and what, is a good in-state rivalry for your program.
Yeah, big time game coming out of the gates against UT Chad. Coach Wright and his program over there, just studying those guys and seeing where they're at, been really impressive. They're disciplined, they're sound. They remind me just a lot of some of the OVC teams we have. Obviously in our league, I think they're a run the ball at you type football team, physical up front on the offensive line. Their O-line might be one of the best we see all year, and their defensive line is probably going to be one of the best we see all year. They've got some serious players up front, and they know how to stop the run. I think they do a great job being fundamentally sound and playing just good, clean football. They don't beat themselves, and it's a top 25 matchup. Obviously, it's an in-state rivalry. It's a big time game right out of the gate, and we're playing a quality opponent, a really good opponent that all of our players in our program respect. And we're going to have to go put our best foot forward this Thursday night. But our guys are really excited for the challenge and to get out there underneath the lights down in Chattanooga, at 7:30 Eastern time and get to play a game. But we're playing a great opponent, great team in the SoCon. They're picked to win their conference in the SoCon. I mean, one more. This is what you signed to Austin Peay to do, is play in big time football games, and that's what we get to do game 1. So our guys are excited about it, but we know it's going to be a big time challenge.
Last question, we'll let you go. We played on Sundays in the spring, so now you're going to open the season on a Thursday. You get a little extra time before your second week. So just what does it be like to open on a Thursday?
Yeah, this is the first Thursday game I've ever coached in my career. So it's exciting. It's fun because I think playing on Thursday night just creates a lot of just energy for your team and your coaches. It's and especially when it's game 1, right? But it also has created a lot of challenges. My staff's gotten tired of me, and my wife too. My wife is asking me like, hold on, how you doing your schedule this week? Well, today's really a Thursday for us. Tomorrow's Friday. So I'm not even talking in terms of what the real day is. So I was talking to someone earlier. And I was like, yeah, tomorrow is Fast Friday, and today's No Sweat Thursday for us. And they're like, Coach, it's Tuesday. And I'm like, no, it's not Tuesday. I can't think like that. So I've had to and our staff had to kind of revert, but they've handled it well. And, playing on Sundays was a challenge. And then I'll tell you what, Kyle, going back and redoing the staff manual for the fall when we had to go back through our days and stuff, man, it took me a long time. I had to switch up my days and everything, get it all back right. Because, we're back playing on Saturdays normally now. So, but we're fired up. It's an honor to get to start the college football season on a Thursday night underneath the lights, and we're excited for the chance and opportunity.
Well, Coach, thanks for your time this morning. Best of luck tomorrow night, Thursday night, whatever night it is. Exactly. We're all confused, and we'll talk to you next week.
Hey, thanks, Kyle. Thanks, guys. God bless y'all. Go Govs.